What's up, guys? Welcome to Dahi Raids. This week in Raid, this is what it looks like. So, first of all, the big news. I kind of copped this was going to start today because we had the Sand Devil tournament going live, and I had a sneaking suspicion there'd be gems and a summon pool for it. So yeah, from UTC 9 AM, Monday, August 5th until Friday, August 9th, we've got a Magic Summon Pool event going. So it's not Magic Summons, it's summons for Magic Champions. 35 shards to pull, and I'm sure we're going to get two chances. I see one has come live in Dungeon Divers, and oh, it's not shown yet because they're not live yet. So one will be from Dungeon Divers and one will be from Sand Devil, which kinda sucks because Sand Devil does not overlap with Dungeon Divers at all. You don't get anything towards Dungeon Divers from running Sand Devil, which is a bit of a pain in the BOT, Tom. But we've some really good champions here. Hefrak, fantastic arena nuker. AoE nukes the enemy team when one of your team gets killed, so pairs really well with the likes of Wukong. Brogni, one of the OG clan boss gods. If you're still struggling for clan boss, he brings a lot and pairs especially well with Wixwell, because of his shield, his block debuffs, and his shield growth. And then the passive is where his damage comes from. It reflects damage back onto the boss. So really good, kind of works in a similar to Geo kind of fashion in that the damage he'll do for you is passive. Very, very good champion. Rotost, one of the OG arena gods. Don't know why that wasn't opening there. I have one. I would not say no to another. I don't think it would fill out the Faction Guardians for me, but it would get me D plus 10 in defense, and eventually probably empowerment as well, because Rotos is awesome. His A2 powers him up by destroying enemy max HP and adding it to his own up to a certain limit, and then his A3 is the big damage dealer, which will ignore 60% of the target's defense and unkillable and block damage, and grants an extra turn if it kills an enemy. Fantastic move, fantastic champion. Also has a passive that stops him being killed in a single hit, and an A1 that places decreased defense and also gives him a chance at having an extra turn. All in all, a fantastic champion. Then we have Otorion, who is a triple hitter AoE nuker. So fantastic for Hydra, and that is a triple hit AoE enemy max HP nuker, which is the big deal with Otorion. He's really, really good for Hydra. Seen some amazing comps with him in there. He also brings the block buffs and the decreased attack, two vital elements for that fight, and buffs himself with increased attack, accuracy and speed, and an extra turn, bringing him back to this much quicker, and increases his survivability for each enemy killed or Hydra head decapitated. So having a passive that works on Hydra heads being decapitated, I think, as far as I'm aware, it's the only one in the game. I think that's great. I think some of the older champions should have that reworked in to be added into their kit. You know, maybe like I'd love to see it with Wukong, that if the A2 decapitated a head, then the damage spread would come into effect, and just different things like that. But all in all, Otorion, great champion, great for bosses, but especially great for Hydra. Then we all know the bane of many a person's existence, Armanz is up for grabs. Don't need to talk too much about him. Everybody knows what Armanz does at this stage. Much sought after and much reviled. He is awesome and terrible. Elva, fantastic reviver, tanky, fast, cleanse, heal, block debuffs. She brings it all. Michinaki, another really vital part of many a Hydra team. AoE Hex, AoE remove all buffs, AoE decrease attack, AoE decrease defense, HP burn, partial ally attack. What does Michinaki not do? He is great. He's fantastic. Tony the Tiger would say he's great. Anyway, sorry about that. That was pretty lame. Corvus the Corruptor. He's somebody I don't have, but I think Corvus is really cool. And I do get him mixed up with there was a Noct the Paralyzer. I always get him mixed up with Noct. But Corvus is an ally attack or ally protect champion. That works based off of poison, I believe. So attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit increases the duration of all enemy debuffs. The second hit increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn each. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each has a 75% chance of placing 2 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns. Also, attacking places a 25% poison sensitivity debuff on enemies under 2 or more poison debuffs. So, great poisoner, then extends them, and then on the A1, attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack for 2 turns, and that buffs up to a 60% chance. And then finally, the passive decreases the damage enemies under poison debuffs inflict 5% less per damage per poison debuff, and stacks up to 25% damage mitigation. That's total damage. And that's really good. So obviously, yet again, I've gotten him mixed up with Noct. He is not the ally protector, he is the poisoner, but he provides passive protection to your team in his A4 or his passive. Really good champion. If you were somebody struggling with clan boss, this would go a long way to doing everything you need to do. Because he would also extend the shield. He'd help you with that element, he'd help you with the damage element over time, and he'd help you with the shield not getting reduced too much when you were getting hit. Very good champion, as well as the decreased attack as well. So you have active and passive damage reduction from him, as well as damage over time from the poisons and poison sensitivity. Very good champion, very overlooked. He's not mind-blowing, but he's good at what he does. Then looking at all of the epics, I think there's probably too many in this pool. But some good, some vital for a lot of comps. Seeker there, if you don't have and you're looking for, wouldn't be a bad one to chase. Cornelia, Seeker for clan boss specifically. Ugo for Hydra, very good. Allure for old school Fire Knight, but not for hard Fire Knight, and also she's awesome for Dark Fae. Really good turn meter control. She's not going to be your damager, but she's going to control that turn meter on anything whose turn meter can be controlled. Her A1 is superb. Cornelia, great for Sand Devil. Her A2, I believe, places sleep, so even on negative affinity she is very good. She won't weak hit. She still can get 3%, though she's not Siffy, but a guaranteed sleep placement. And then Venomage, also great passive damage, poison, heal reduction, poison activation. Very good champion and capable of soloing quite a bit of content. Then we have a lot of Mikage bits and pieces for the Mikage fusion. So if you're missing any of them, pick them up. We don't have Colin from accounts. Ulfric, he was the one piece I was missing for a long time. I do have him now. And then Creodan, he is great for hard Fire Knight as opposed to Allure. He brings freeze on 2 skills and a turn meter boost and increased speed on his 3rd skill. So very good champion for Fire Knight. The freeze on the A1, however, is a bit too low turn to be 100% reliable. So 3 times, but each hit has a 25 Buchan to 35% chance of placing, and it's freeze that reduces the turn meter for Fire Knight hard. So that is your summon pool. Next up, we have sneakily hidden down here. I don't know why it's hidden down here. Oh, it was announced maybe earlier. Okay, so from tomorrow, August 6th, 9 a.m. UTC to August 9th, which would be Friday, we're doubling chances of receiving 5-star and 6-star perfect souls from Mortal Soul Stones, and 6-star perfect souls from Immortal Soul Stones. This applies to rank, not rarity, so you can still be getting rares, but at 5 and 6-star. So they'll let you awaken your champions. This is the best time to use your souls, unless they are currency for some sort of event, like a hero's path or something like that. This is generally the best time to use them. And even at that, this is a double up chance for mortal and immortal souls. Generally, they're not worth too much, even in those heroes path events, and it's the eternal soul stones that make up most of the value in those events. So I wouldn't really hesitate to use these tomorrow and this week when the altar is lit up. It is very valuable, and souls can't be underestimated anymore. Their value is undeniable now. I've been saving for a long time and recently got my Razelvarg up to 6-star, and the difference that makes being able to put him in a 6-star crushing rend. Not only does he get the extra 15 speed for a champion that scales off of speed, he also now ignores a percentage of target's defense, 1% for every 10 levels on every hit. So that's massive. It's absolutely huge, guys. Don't underestimate the importance of souls. I know there was a bit of pushback when they first came out, especially when some of them were nerfed and some stuff like that, like Brimstone. But they're so important, and not just for the actual skills they bring or whatever. The stats are where it's at. The stats are huge. So get them used, and that'll be tomorrow to Friday. As well as that, we still have Scourge the Half-Spawn Fusion. So that is still going strong at the moment. Today being Monday the 5th. So we still have Drop Fever going on. We'll have the Awakening boost, as I mentioned, in the Summon Pool. But for the Fusion itself, we're going to have Spider Tournament still running, so get that cleared. I have a video I'll link in a card now. Artifact Enhancement you need to finish up pretty soon. We'll have coming up then this week Dungeon Divers, so you'll want to be either overlapping that with the end of Spider or waiting to pair it with Fire Knight to get it wrapped up. And don't forget, that's going to have your Prism Crystals for the Magic Pool. And then coming into the end of the week, we'll have a Champ Chase. That's going to be coupled with a 2x as well. We had a progressive last weekend, so we'll have a 2x this weekend, and I believe it's Ancient Shards. So this Dahi has I haven't bought the monthly pack, which I might. I'm hoping it's Ancient Shards, but at the same time, I kind of want to hoard these for the Skinwalkers faction champion. So we have this magic pool. Once that finishes, I would say we're going to have the release of the Skinwalkers faction champion, faction leader, faction lord. Yeah, well, faction lord, that's the one. So we're going to have him released as well. So I'm kind of hoarding for that. I don't need to do the champion chase because I made the decision to go hard on the Summon Rush, and if you haven't seen that video, guys, it's a bit of a roller coaster. So check it out. That was probably my best pulls ever, so check that one out. And then wrapping up the weekend and into the next week, we'll also have more Dungeon Divers overlapping with Fire Knight and Ice Golem, Classic Arena, and then more champion training. I don't know why I find champion training so hard to say sometimes, but I do. So that is your week in Raid, and that's what's coming down the line. Make sure you're prepared for it. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.